Did you ever wonder if the brain, the most complex organ in our body, has the ability to change and adapt? Nestled within our skulls, the brain is a marvel of nature. It's an intricate network of billions of neurons, each connecting with thousands of others, forming an unimaginably intricate web. This web is not static, but dynamic, constantly changing, reshaping, and evolving. This ability of the brain to change and adapt is not some science fiction concept, but a real-life phenomenon known as neuroplasticity. It's the brain's very own superpower, allowing it to learn, grow, and recover from injuries. Neuroplasticity is not just a fancy term for science geeks. It's a revolutionary concept that has the potential to transform our understanding of learning, memory, and even recovery from brain injuries. So, are you ready to explore this mysterious and fascinating world where our brains are the masters of adaptation? Stay tuned as we delve into the fascinating world of neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity, also known as brain plasticity, is the brain's amazing ability to change and adapt. Imagine your brain as a dynamic, flexible, and adaptable organ, constantly reshaping itself based on your experiences, thoughts, and even feelings. This remarkable quality is what we call neuroplasticity. It's the brain's unique way of rewiring itself, forming new neural connections, and even creating new neurons, a process known as neurogenesis. Think of it like this. Imagine you're in a dense forest, and you need to get from one side to the other. There's no clear path, so you start trekking through the undergrowth, creating your own route. The first time you do it, it's tough. But if you keep using that same path every day, it becomes more and more defined, easier to traverse. That's a simple way to visualize neuroplasticity. Your brain is that forest, and every new experience or skill is a new path being carved out. Let's take a more concrete example, like learning a new language. When you start, it's challenging. Your brain is forming new connections, carving out new pathways as it tries to understand and store this new information. But as you continue to practice, these pathways become stronger and more efficient. The sounds and grammar that once seemed foreign and complicated become familiar and easy to understand. That's your brain's plasticity at work. Neuroplasticity isn't just about learning new skills. It's also how our brains recover from injuries. When a part of the brain is damaged, for instance, in a stroke, other parts of the brain can adapt and change to take over the functions that were lost. This remarkable ability to heal and adapt is all thanks to neuroplasticity. So you see, our brains are constantly evolving, shaping and reshaping themselves. They're not static structures, but dynamic entities capable of incredible change and adaptation. Whether we're learning a new skill, forming new memories, or recovering from injury, neuroplasticity is the marvelous mechanism behind it all. So remember, every thought, every experience, every sensation is shaping your brain, literally. So you see, our brains are constantly evolving, shaping and reshaping themselves. Now that we understand what neuroplasticity is, let's go a step further and explore how it works. You see, neuroplasticity is all about change. It's the brain's ability to reorganize and adapt, to create new neural pathways and connections. But how exactly does this happen? Well, let's dive in. Imagine neurons as trees in a forest. These trees are constantly growing and changing, reaching out their branches to each other. These branches represent the neural pathways and the points where they meet. Those are the synapses, the crucial junctions where information is passed from one neuron to another. Now, when we learn something new or experience something different, our brain goes to work. The neurons involved in this new experience start to fire together, setting off a sort of electric charge. When neurons fire together, they grow together, forming a new pathway. This is a principle known as Hebb's rule. Neurons that fire together wire together. So let's say you're learning to play the piano. As you practice, the neurons involved in this activity start firing and wiring together, creating a new neural pathway. The more you practice, the stronger this pathway becomes. It's like carving a path in a forest. The more you walk down it, the clearer and more defined it becomes. But what happens when we stop using a certain pathway? Well, just like a path in a forest can become overgrown and difficult to navigate if it's not used, neural pathways can also weaken over time. This is where the principle of use it or lose it comes in. If a neural pathway isn't being used, it weakens and can eventually disappear. This is why practice is so important in learning and mastering new skills. In the synapses, the strength of the connection between two neurons can also change. More frequent use of a synapse makes it stronger, while less use weakens it. This is known as synaptic plasticity. In essence, through neuroplasticity, our brain reorganizes itself, adapting to our experiences and learning. You may be wondering, why is this neuroplasticity so important? Well, let me tell you. It's like the hidden superpower of our brain. Neuroplasticity plays a crucial role in our learning and memory. It's the reason you can pick up a new language or master a musical instrument. It's why we can remember the intricate details of a beautiful sunset or the taste of our favorite food. But it's not just about learning and memory. Neuroplasticity also aids in recovery from brain injuries. It allows our brain to rewire and adjust, compensating for any damage. It's like a built-in repair kit. Moreover, neuroplasticity has a profound impact on our mental health. It's the mechanism behind our ability to change negative thought patterns and build healthier habits. Understanding neuroplasticity gives us the tools to improve our lives. We can harness its power to learn, to heal, and to grow. Indeed, neuroplasticity is at the heart of our brain's remarkable adaptability. So, to sum up, what is neuroplasticity? Well, in the simplest terms, neuroplasticity is the brain's incredible ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout life. It's like the brain's personal sculptor, constantly reshaping and refining the landscape of our minds. Think of it as a dynamic, ongoing process where the brain adjusts in response to experiences, both good and bad. Learning a new language? That's neuroplasticity at work. Recovering from a stroke? Again, thanks to neuroplasticity. It's this flexibility that allows us to adapt to new circumstances and grow from our experiences. Emphasizing its importance, neuroplasticity is not just a fancy scientific term. It's a critical part of our everyday lives, playing a key role in our learning, memory, and even our recovery from brain injuries. Remember, every experience you have, every new thing you learn, is shaping your brain, thanks to the power of neuroplasticity.